Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Canon. Welcome to my channel. And if you guys are returning subscribers, what up fam? I'm so excited to see you guys. I'm so excited to bring you guys a new video. This video is gonna be Berkeley related. I know that you guys love that type of content. And I know that you guys ask a lot of questions about the school and just want to know the inside tea of what's going on. So for this video, I took the liberty to ask you guys on Instagram what type of questions do you guys want me to answer to my best ability and give you guys my opinion, my experience at the school. If you guys do not follow me on Instagram, you guys can go follow me. My username is Carolina Shaw and I will have the link down below. And yeah, it's just really fun. I love filming these videos and I love being a helpful resource to you guys. And if you guys are already here and like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel just so you guys are informed to every time I post a new video. And yeah, let's start the video. Okay you guys, so I did film a video like this like a year ago, I want to say, when we started, quarantine. By the way guys, can you believe it's already March? Like, that's literally insane. Like, I cannot believe it's been a year already. And around this time is when we were kind of getting the news that we had to go home from the school and basically getting kicked out of our Berkeley dorms, which I was super sad because I loved my dorms. If you guys haven't watched my dorm tour video, you guys should. I'll have it somewhere in the screen. As you can see, these are all your questions that you guys asked. I have a couple of them and I'm gonna answer them to the best of my abilities, as I said. And yeah, let's get started. So the first question was, how was each section of the audition for you? So basically, first what you have to do is you have to go, I believe, on their website and you fill out an application form. Basically, you submit your resume, you write a couple of things and you submit that, and then they'll send you back an email. My process of the audition, it was in 2019 and I went to the school. Since I live in Boston, I went to the school. We waited in the auditorium and then they called us and they give us basically 15 minutes to warm up, practice the sight reading that they have there for you, but mainly warm up. They give you a piano and stuff like that. So once I took my 15 minutes, a student calls me and like, okay, they're ready to see you. And when you get into the room, usually I think there's like two teachers that are like the judges or whatever, and basically they ask you a bit of yourself, a small chit chat session, and then they're like, okay, so perform what you have for us today. I believe it's just like one song that you prepare, or two, I'm not specifically sure, but I remember preparing one. You sing that song and they're like, okay, and they give you some feedback, something like that. And then for me, my audition was interesting because for some reason the vocal coaches or like the teacher there knew that I had classical training. Maybe it's because of the way I was singing and pronouncing certain things, but they just were like, are you a classically trained vocalist? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, like, can you sing one of your arias for us? So I was like, okay. So I literally had to sing my contemporary song and then I sung a classical song, but it was fun. I went in and I was like, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna enjoy this audition, it's not gonna be a big deal. And after that, they put in like an instrumental piece, like a song or whatever, like a karaoke track. You had to improvise to that track. So it's it's not super long. I think it took like 15 minutes the max, and then someone gets you again, and now you have an interview process. So it was a big kind of process. They interview you, they ask you, why do you want to go to the school, why do you think you deserve to be a part of the community, all this type of stuff, and then you're done. So that was my audition process. Okay, next is how Berkeley helps students with personal projects. So basically, I think for personal projects, I'm assuming that you mean to like your own music and like your own shows and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of that is how you introduce yourself to the community in a way and the people that you meet in the school, because a lot of the things that I learned my first semester when I was on campus was that you really have to go out there and meet people and put yourself out there and do the networking part, because from meeting different people, you're gonna get so many opportunities and you're gonna get to explore different things and like collab with different things. My first semester I was in 2 shows and I recorded a song with my friends in the studio of Berkeley College of Music. So it was just an amazing experience, but that's because I knew people who were there for a while, or knew someone that knew someone in the studio and got us that studio time. So a lot of it, like realistically, is just knowing specific people that can get you that access. And yeah, that's the reality of it. It's networking and knowing people. Okay, the next question is, besides piano and guitar, guitar? Are you gonna learn how to play percussion in the future? I think this is a personal question for me. I'm not sure if it is. Basically, I am a basic piano player. You know, I can defend myself. And guitar, I'm kind of learning, but it really is tricky for me. I would love to learn how to play the drums. I can play like, you know, your simple groove. I'm like basic on the drums and stuff like that. But you know, I definitely, obviously, I want to get better at these instruments. I think it's really important, especially if you're a vocalist, to know your way around piano. And yeah, in the future, I would love to be a drum player. I think it's super cool. Like, can you imagine just like popping out like your drumsticks and be like, yo, like I'm pretty good at this, like move. No one would expect me to know how to play the drums, so I just pop up and be like, I know how to play the drums. So I feel like that'd be super cool. Okay, the next question is, how are the dorms? The dorms are, for me personally, I loved the building 160. There's a couple of buildings. There's 150, 160, and others, but those are like the two main popular ones. 160 is the newest building that they built, and it's basically low-key, it looks like a hotel inside. Like the dorms, it's just insane. The only thing is that you have to, you know, it's like a communal bathroom, so everyone goes to the same bathroom, and in the building 150, you have your own personal bathroom. But I did a whole room tour. I'll leave it up, as I said. I thought it was amazing, great experience. Met my roommates, we're best of friends, and yeah, I loved every second of it. I loved living on campus with my friends. So, who are your favorite artists of all time? I've grown up with him, hearing him because of my mom, and my family have been huge fans. He is a Mexican artist. His name is Luis Miguel. I just literally love everything about him. I think he's a great vocalist and just performer in general, because the way that man can control some notes he hits and his breath support and everything, just everything technical, and the way he performs on stage and how he gives it literally 110%. It's just so inspiring, and I just love him so much. So he is one of my all-time favorite artists. My second favorite artist is Selena Quintanilla. She's an icon, you guys. If you guys don't know her, please, oh my gosh, she is great. She's like literally, she's an icon, she's a legend. Artists from now that I listen to a lot is, you know, like the typical like Dua Lipa, Ariana Grande, Summer Walker, all those different types of artists, those female artists, they're amazing. Yeah. Oh, and Lana Del Rey. Love her. Love her. All right, the next question is, what is the process after getting into Berkeley? So, you know, just like a normal college, you have to go through a lot of things. You have to submit, you know, forms of your health, you know, records and stuff like that. You have to do some type of, I believe it's like an intro to the college. So basically, like, they take a week and they show you around the school. You have to get into groups and do activities and stuff like that. Like, just, you know, an activity thing for the students to meet and just, you know, get a sense of the community, get a sense of the school. It's really fun. They do a lot of activities. They have like little parties and stuff like that. They have craft shows. So it was an amazing experience, and obviously after that, you know, it's right into work, it's right into classes, and you know, it's great. So I think everyone's experience is different. All right, the next question is what to do to get a scholarship. So as I mentioned before, I'm on a full, basically it's full tuition plus more, so I kind of consider it like a full ride because it's I got a lot of money. Basically, I'm not paying for anything for the school. And so I think, let me just say, in high school, I can say this because I literally busted my ass, but I was a really hard worker in high school. I got straight A's. I also did like extracurricular activities on the outside. I had a job at my Boys and Girls Club. I, you know, had a band. I had my own music. So I feel like Berkeley, when you send in your resume and all that type of stuff, they don't ask for your SAT scores, so don't worry about that. When I put into my application everything that I've done, I think that played a big role in just the scholarship that I got, because I think for them, they're like, okay, well, this is a hard working student, and not only was she a part of like our 5-week program, but she wasn't in the Berkeley bubble. Like, she got out and got different experience from different schools and different activity programs and all that type of stuff. You know, my high school years, I did the Berkeley summer 5-week program my freshman year, and then I didn't really do anything revolving like Berkeley like that until like my junior year. But I did other programs like the Harvard AOCC conference and stuff like that. Like, I did different programs with different schools. And you know, I think also the interview process is pretty important because they do ask you a lot of specific questions, and I think the way you answer them really does play a role in your application. And also FAFSA, my family cannot afford Berkeley. Yeah, you know, that's basically the reality of it. And yeah, so you can probably get a full scholarship too. Just work your butt up. Okay, next is how many hours do you practice and sleep? So that can be a very different answer for a lot of different people. For me, I do prioritize myself and my self-care and my sleep. When I was at school, like on campus, I did take at least 1 to 2 hours every day, and I would go to the piano room and I would just sit there and try to write my own music or practice some things that I went over with my private instruction coach. But I tried to do that every day for 1 to 2 hours. So I was not only practicing for 1 or 2 hours in these practice rooms, but I also was using my instrument, my voice, in other rehearsals. How are you balancing your life? So this one can get really hard because Berkeley is the type of school, they're gonna throw so much at you and you just have to find a way to divide your time. I would make sure I would get all my work done at a specific time, take breaks in between, obviously. I will make sure to, you know, do the things before the deadline. I try not to procrastinate, even though I do sometimes. I keep myself on a strict, you know, time schedule. But you know, if there's some days that I'm off and I'm like, I can't do that right now, so I listen to my body and I don't do it, because you also need to listen to your body and take care of yourself. Yeah, that's how I've been balancing my life and taking the weekends for myself. I do not look at my emails whatsoever. So yeah. Next is, what would you say was the highlight of going there? I think the highlight of going to Berkeley is just meeting so many different people and having the opportunity to work with all of these different people and making music together and creating this really great community. I can tell you guys that literally my friend group, no one is from the same place. Like, I'm the only person there from Boston. They're either from Canada, Idaho, Texas, San Francisco, Japan, Singapore, New Zealand, North Carolina, like all these different places. It's such a great experience and I wouldn't trade that for the world, because I get to learn through them and they get to learn through me. So yeah, it's just been great. I've been really lucky with the friends I made at this school. I wouldn't change it for the world. I honestly can't wait to go back on campus. It was just an amazing experience. I loved it every moment. And yes, you guys, so this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the questions that were being asked, and if you guys have any more questions, as I said before, you guys can go to my Instagram, follow me there, and ask me questions, and I will try my best to respond as fast as I can and be as helpful as I can. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video, and if you did, comment on this video. I'll see you next time.